Have you ever wondered just how challenging the game of Minecraft could really be? I've spent countless hours crafting tools, building shelters, and battling monsters in the default survival mode. But there's always been a part of me that wondered, what if the game was pushed to its very limits? What if I had to face its most brutal challenges with few resources and no room for error? Today, I'm stepping into the unknown to see if I have what it takes to survive impossible mode. The very name gives me chills. Impossible mode. From what I've heard, it's the harshest, most unforgiving way to play. Monsters hunt day and night, hunger drains fast, and the odds are stacked high against survival. But even in the face of impossible odds, curiosity and a love of adventure called me to try. I started by crafting some basic tools and throwing together a small shelter, hoping it would keep me safe from the dangers lurking in the darkness. All through the night, misshapen silhouettes lurked outside my shelter. Guttural growls and snapping jaws filled the air as enemies gathered, as if sensing my vulnerability. By morning, a frightful horde had amassed right outside my door. For a moment, I considered abandoning my shelter and facing the unknown wilderness instead. But I steeled my resolve, remembering why I came here to face impossible mode head-on. It was time to venture out and see just how impossible this new challenge would really be. The setting sun painted the hills in an orange glow as I caught my breath atop the highest peak. All around, the shadows came alive with creeping forms and glowing eyes. My heart still raced from a harrowing escape, but I was learning this would be no forgiving playground. Every resource was scarce and danger could strike from any direction. The question echoed through my mind once more: was winning against impossible mode truly possible? Only one way to find out. I steeled myself for the dark trials ahead and walked into the night. The gnarled claws of tree branches scraped against the starry sky as I picked my way through the forest under cover of night. Illuminated eyes peered from every shadow, and haunting noises emerged from places unseen. It was easy to get turned around in the claustrophobic maze of trunks and shrubbery. Each snapped twig sent my heart racing, for who knew what monsters lurked close by, drawn by the sounds of my passage. I had to keep moving if I wanted to see the daylight, but it was clear the nighttime woods held terrors like nothing I'd faced before. As the pale light of dawn broke over the mountain peaks, I felt both relief and renewed determination. I had survived the long night, but greater trials surely lay ahead. Before me towered a massive snow-capped mountain, and I knew the only way was up if I wanted to stand a chance of taming this new land. My breath billowed white in the frigid air, but I pushed on through the deep powder. Reaching the summit would allow me to see and possibly escape whatever lay hidden in the valleys below. One way or another, my quest to conquer impossible mode was only beginning. From the mountaintop, a breathtaking yet foreboding landscape stretched as far as the eye could see. Jagged peaks breached clouds on the horizon, and towering glaciers marched across valleys and defiles. But it was its sheer scale and isolation that sent a shiver down my spine. Out here, in the vast wilderness of ice and stone, are where the true tests would await. Success or failure, every choice could mean the difference between life and an icy death. I was but a solitary player amidst an immense, indifferent world. Could I find the skill and courage to not just survive, but thrive against the greatest challenges Minecraft could offer? Only one way to find out: head out into the unknown and see what impossible mode really has in store. The rumble of falling water echoed through the ravine as I set to work crafting better tools and gear. With night falling again, I knew I'd need stronger materials to face what lurked in the darkness. As my pickaxe struck stone, I wondered what other challenges this forbidding land held. Would there be sinister dungeons hiding deadly traps and swarms of monsters? Or towering fortresses where vicious illagers lurked behind grim walls? Only one way to find out. When daylight returned, I would venture into the great unknown and start unraveling impossible mode's secrets. If I survived the night. Squinting against stinging snow, I trudged across the barren plain. Darkness fell fast as the blizzard roared in, erasing all traces of the landscape. Freezing winds clawed at my armor, seeking any gaps. In this isolated whiteout, it would be so easy to wander endlessly till starvation claimed me. and yet stopping meant being trapped in the open when monsters emerged once more. I had to keep pushing, trusting my memory of the distant shore. One wrong step could now spell the end, but turning back was not an option. I was in impossible mode. Now there was no retreat until I conquered it, or it conquered me.